It's that time again where we look at someone's submitted deck list. Today's deck list is from Norman Conquest, so thank you very much, Norman. This is an Ellywick Tumblestrum deck. I always find that a mouthful to say, but I think she's pretty damn cool. She can venture into the dungeon, which is a complex series of rooms you go through from the top to the bottom. The -2, look at the top 6 cards, reveal a creature from them and put it in your hand. If it's legendary, you gain 3 life. Put the rest in the bottom in a random order. And then the -6, which is kind of crazy, you get an emblem with creatures you control have trample, haste, and +2/+2 for each differently named dungeon you've completed. So that scales over time, which is pretty good. If you can ultimate that, you're probably just going to win the game, because trample and haste is just kind of crazy, really. So we're going to go through and see what cards we have and what we don't, and we'll try and build it as close as possible to Norman Conquest's original vision as possible, which is ironic because one of the first cards I'm seeing is Elvish Visionary, and I can't believe I don't have that crafted, so I'm definitely going to craft that because that's just a common. Ascendant Pack Leader is a rare, and it's a battlefield with counter on it if you control permanent with mana value 4 greater. One of you casts a spell mana 4 greater, put a count on. So I actually don't think I need to craft this one, because there's not that many 4-drops anyway. I think we've got a lot more 2 and 3 drops, so I'm happy to take that wolf out. Let's have a look at what we can actually replace the wolf with. So basically we're looking for a 1-drop. I mean, I can already see some. There's not much ramp. There's only 1 Llanowar Elves. I mean, I'm already probably gonna put in the Elvish Mystic here, and I'm gonna preemptively put in just Delighted Halfling as well, because ramp is so important, and there's not that much to take out really. The Hornet Queen, I don't really want to waste a mythic on that, although it's very good. Our deck doesn't necessarily synergize with token strategies. This is actually a pretty good card, but unless you're using something like, I don't know, Perforos or some other way to abuse these insects, there's no reason to keep that one in. Not for a mythic. And we've got Vizier of the Menagerie. How many mythics? We've got 1 mythic slot. You may look at the top card. Cast creature spells. You may spend mana of any type to cast creature spells. So it's very similar to Augur of Autumn. But Augur of Autumn, you have to just get lucky and have 3 different creature powers out. Vizier of the Menagerie, 4 mana to do this. So it's like Oracle of Muldiah. How many creatures are actually in the deck? Got 41. That's a lot of creatures. But again, is it worth a mythic? I don't think so. You know what? I've actually got the perfect replacement for this, which is actually probably going to be better. And I think it's called either Elvish or Elven Song. Elven Chorus. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells and creature control have tap, add 1 mana of any colour. I think this is actually better, because Vizier of the Menagerie said any colour, but we're using mono green. And also Elven Chorus is harder to kill. I think this is actually a perfect replacement. And look at that. All we have to do is craft this 1 Elvish Visionary. And we pretty much have Norman's original vision here, with everything being crafted. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop into some games, and I'll see how we fare. And how many lands do we have here? We have 40. Oh, a man after my heart. 40. Oh, thank you, Norman. Oh, that's lovely. That makes me so excited. 40 lands is great. So let's get into some games and see how this deck does, and we'll twist it and reshape it and see how we get on after a few games. All right, we'll keep this hand. It seems pretty fun. Got some quite exciting cards in here. I really like Varys, and Vivian's wonderful as well. Wandering Troubadour. Land enters Venture. That's awesome. That's a really good card. So next turn we can go for Ellywick and start venturing, I suppose. Depending on, well, they can also go for Aragorn soon as well, which is kind of terrifying. How are we going to deal with Aragorn? Well, this might be part of the problem, guys. Mono green removal isn't so great. We need more fight spells in the deck, I think, just by glancing what we had. Because 3 damage... yeah, he's just going to deal so much damage here. Okay, Yonti Scale Shield. That might be good. That could be good. But we'd have to leave up some stuff. Venture into the dungeon, create treasure. Let's give it a treasure. No. Treasure? Or blocker? I should go for blocker. So we've got 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go for the werewolf and then the Yuan-Ti scale shield. Alright. Let's see what they do. Ellywick is on ultimate here. Burrow Elder. Oh, power boost on the freaking bird. That sucks. Damn it. Well, I didn't expect that to happen. No Aragorn? Oh, that really does suck. I guess Vivian can make reach creatures.
Was my singing that bad?
+4 is a huge boost as well. Rip apart. Right, well now we're going to go for the protection. Yeah, it's a real shame they didn't attack in there. Venture again.
Oh, I hope we discover something new.
Put a counter on a creature. Put it on the werewolf pack leader. How the heck are we going to get around this? We've got 4, 5 mana. I mean, if we go for Vivian, how much of our stuff is going to stay alive? I guess we'll give it a go. Create a Reacher. And then leave them back.
I'd like you to meet
They've got so many things! It's not a great matchup, to be honest. They've got 4 times the colours we have, 4 times the versatility. They've got over double our mana. They have 10 mana, 11 mana. Escape to the Wilds gives so much advantage here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Teferi's probably going to come down and bounce the token. Yeah, this is... We are not equipped for this whatsoever. Apparently this is matched evenly according to the algorithm. If you've watched my channel long enough, you'll know that nothing is matched evenly and we are always against the odds. 5-5 going in. 4-6 going in. Just those two. Well, we can't stop the goose, which is freaking hilarious, I suppose.
All adventures have to end, I guess.
And they're going to leave the absorb up, are they? Yeah, they're going to leave the absorb up. That really does suck. Augur of Autumn lets us play land at the top, but absorb more things. Yeah, this is just insult to injury, really. You know, when it's a 1v1 format and you're trying to just have a fun game because this is not ranked after all, and then you come across enemies like this, it really just makes you wonder what is going on with R&D. Like, I struggle to kind of think how exactly this would actually be a fun scenario for anybody. But yeah, we're just going to quit, I think. They've got us a Karma next turn and a Teferi, which they can actually play all of these because they can play these until the end of the next turn, so we're just going to call it. But yeah, our deck needs some severe removal spells here because currently we don't have a way to deal with what I've seen with many creatures at all. So this is where the fun begins. This is where I like to essentially gut and rip out the bad parts of the deck and go in and let's tune it up. This is the reason you're watching the video if you've watched this far. So I am quite cutthroat when it comes to changes, but I've been told that people like my changes. I've spoken to them in person, and let's see what we can do. So there's a few things. I just want to take a look at the land base here. Dungeon Descent. Faceless Haven. I'm happy to get rid of this. This is actually not a fantastic card, in my opinion. Khan's Bastion proliferates fine. District, no, let's get rid of that. Let's have a quick look at the rare and mythic lands. I always like to do this first because it just gives you an idea of what what kind of goodies there are. Beseiju, definitely going to go in. That's an all-star card. Carly Garden coming tapped doesn't help, so I'm going to get rid of that. The Shire comes untapped if you have a legendary creature. That's okay, but I'm going to put that in. What else are we going to put in here? Argoth. We could roll with this. We could put in the Titania. Why not? mono green. Lair of the Hydra. I also don't like this. This is personal reasons, right? Personal reason is I hate when the game holds priority for you to actually use this ability. I don't want to use it. And if you pay green, this just dies. So because this causes accidents to happen, I'm getting rid of that, unfortunately. It's a bit of a funny reason, but there you go. What else have we got? Keep it pretty simple, really. Interplane a beacon, that's probably not going to help. Nykthos, that's definitely going to go in. And Grey Havens, Plaza, Seed Core, Treasure Vault. Wastes. Yeah, to be honest, kind of pretty happy keeping it simple, minimizing tap lands. Hatchet Oasis, Power Boost. Yeah, fine. Hunter Maze comes in tapped. Yeah, I guess that's fine. It's fine for now. So we're back to 40 lands. Okay, so the lands I'm pretty satisfied with. That's already pretty good upgrades. Now we're going to tackle the mythics. I like to look at the mythics just to see what we're missing out on here and what we don't have in the deck. Maybe some things that I would normally use anyway. Questing Beast. So there's Titania. Well, this shit doesn't actually synergize with the deck. Whenever one or more lands go into your graveyard from anywhere, you gain 2. But then I guess that's what Argoth does, right? I guess we can try her out for some lols. Let's just try her out. It's a funny deck because we want to synergize Ellywick by just being alive, just existing. So I guess Doubling Season is pretty good if we want to go on the counters route, but that's going to be very all-in. We'll see how we go. I really like Vorinclex. What else do we want to put in? This is pretty good as well. There's kind of no reason to not put this in if we've got Planeswalkers. What was that mythic there? Marwyn's Kindred. Conjure a card named Marwyn and X Llanowar Elves onto the battlefield. What the? That's so crazy. And this is from the new Alchemy set. That is crazy. Maybe we need to try this. That's a crazy card, right? Let's try that. Yeah, so now the mythics are sorted. Now, the thing that we're missing, personally, in my opinion, is fight spells or just deals damage, to be honest. And I like the 1 mana slot for this. So Prey Upon is a classic fight, but this is better because that's instant speed. So we want to do that one. And Favored Enemy. That's basically a better version of Prey Upon. But now we have to also look at deal damage equal. This is a pretty good one to look at as well. Target creature control deals damage to its power equal to creature planeswalker or battle. It's pretty good. There's so many of these variants now. So many. Any number of target enchanted creatures. Okay. Each opponent gets poison. I mean, that could be funny to poison someone randomly. I'm happy to put one of those in. And okay, right. Now we look at some stuff to take out potentially. So Vorinclex already in there. So what didn't I like? Firstly, how many elves do we have? Elvish Mystic. There are elves. We don't have the goose. Goose is missing. The goose is loose. The goose is loose. Right, let's get that. Now, in mono green, I'm not a huge fan of creatures that are 2 mana the tap for mana. Because we already have Into the North, which is far superior to that. So I'm just going to cull these. Elvish Visionary just drawing a card. What does that do to progress the board? It's just elfiness, isn't it? Fauna Shaman's good if you're basically a Creator Hoof Behemoth player. But otherwise, I don't like discarding to getting something else. This is actually not advantage. Garlic Greeter's great. Caryatid. Incubation Druid. I mean, this is borderline good, because if you put a count on it, it can be good. Venture into the dungeon if you attacked with power 6 or greater. That's hard to do, but it's on theme. Druid. Liberator. Not a fan of Liberator. Paying 3 to do it. It's just not happy. No. I just think there's too many of these. Gives you a treasure. I mean, that one's okay. Ranger class doesn't really synergize. Yeah, there's a huge culling, I'm afraid. No synergy. Is this actually a counters build? Because I don't know. Taking that out. Taking that out. Destroy artifact, enchantment, or creature. That's fine. Sylvan Anthem. Cold Steel Heart. So yeah, immediately taken out. I think there's just way too much ramp at 2. It's just super risky. Because creatures just die. Also, Abundant Harvest is just... It's just not a good card. Land to battlefield. I always prefer cards that just search your deck for a land and put it to the battlefield. So this is unrelated, but Broken Bond is really good. I always like to put that in. So that into the north, we've got the Cultivate already. This is the awful art. I mean, this is the good art one, isn't it? You know what? I'm just going to spend money on this. 2,000 gold. Contradict myself. But I've got all the cards I want at the minute. So let's go for this awesome Cultivate art that I will use forever, because it's just an absolute staple. Arrow's okay. Where's the... There we go. Settle the Wilds. That's a good one as well. Yeah, so the logic is you have ramp on turn 1, which means you ramp to turn 3 in your second turn. So you don't necessarily need loads of 2-drops, because you've already got Elvish Mystic, Gilded Goose, Llanowar Elves, and Delighted Halfling. Safekeeping's good. Timeless Witness is okay, but we've not really got a flicker strategy here. Venture's fine. Gemraiser, not a huge fan. Chorus is fine. That's good, that's good, that's good. These are all really good. Let's look at the 3 slots. Just beaters. I'm happy about these because that's what green does the best. Rishkar. So there is a pseudo counters theme, but I'm really not that bothered about it. I'm just going to cull that for now. Visionary, even that is just a bit too slow. Venture. Enters. Yeah, okay, so we've basically culled the counters thing for now. Let's just look at all the venture spells we haven't got. Oh, actually, we need to be more specific. Venture into the dungeon. So yeah, this is a lot more of a gameplay. Gameplay lacking video, so I do apologize. It's more theory. But the gameplay will come after. Is that really all the venture spells? There's only 5 venture into the dungeon spells. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I guess maybe the counters will be coming back, but we'll see. We've got to look at the proliferate spells first. When it comes in proliferate. Fight and proliferate, that's good. Return something and proliferate, that's good. See, I'm not a massive fan of this because it just doesn't do anything unless you have something else. Okay, so maybe some toxic sub-theme with some proliferation. Destroy something, proliferate, yeah, I'm happy with that. Evolution Sage, proliferate. I mean, that's pretty good, right, with this deck. I guess we'll just trial it for now. Notice I'm being very, very cutthroat. Search for basic or proliferate. That would be good if it did something else. Okay, well, if we've got pseudo-toxic theme, let's just go into toxic a bit more then. Venerated Rot Priest. Gain toxic. Insects you control. Not really, well, not an insect deck, are we? I'm just going to go for the big mamas. Tyrannix Rex. Goliath Hatchery. Equal to his toxic value. That's kind of cool. Give that a go. So just got a few choice toxic things. Find the path. Okay, so as you can see, the framework of the deck has changed quite a bit. Now, what we're missing is card advantage. So, now we want to type in draw a card, and there's already cards I know that I want to put in the deck, which is just absolutely incredible. And you'll want to put these into all your green decks. So, yeah, this is a huge overhaul, I'm afraid. Shape of Sanctuary, every green deck probably needs to go in. Yeah, whenever you get targeted by something, you draw a card. It's just incredible. Tribute to the World Tree, that's going to go in. Selvala would be in the deck if you were more about huge creatures, but yeah, that's not really the way we're going here. Guardian Project, wonderful card. Toski is probably quite good as well, just the indestructible there, providing some nice blocking for the first turn it comes in anyway. Return of the Wild Speaker, insane card. Great Henge, I mean, this is a funny one, right? Because it is good, but it's, again, if you don't have creatures out, it's kind of rough. Really, really rough. And we have a Planeswalker commander that doesn't make creatures. So I'm going to show you my next favourite card, which isn't a rare at all, or a mythic. Hunter's Insight. Choose a creature you control. Whenever that creature deals damage to a player or opponent, will draw as many cards. Now, I just said we don't have many creatures, available in the command zone, but we do have... How many do we have? 30 creatures in the deck. I'm going to pop this in. It's really good. And I think we should give this one a go. It's a strange deck. The direction of it can go so many different ways. But I think we should give this a blast and see how it goes. I can see some good potential here now. And as you can see, we're now facing Sauron. So maybe there is actual an actual advantage to playing fewer mythics and rares. But, you know, I was still facing Aragorn before the changes, right? So what can I say? Search for Canter. So I guess we're going to go for Find the Path here. So now this forest will now tap for 2. Although we just did lose 1 mana source. I'd rather just get a natural land on top. That would be good. So Sauron is a 3-color commander. I mean, I get there's variants in the game, but I rarely face just other monocolor decks when I use monocolor myself, so. They missed a land drop. That's interesting. Venture into the dungeon.
I just love
Do a bit more ramp. I mean, if we can get the Vorinclex out next turn, that's going to be pretty epic. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. And they're still at 2. Okay. So we want to be careful of board wipes. 2 mana open. Maybe we want to go for Wowzers. Could go for the Silverback. It might get countered, or they might just want to draw a card with a Maze Mind Tome. Okay. Venture again. Wow. I mean, it was very unlucky on their part, but I guess we just applied the pressure. We'll have to keep testing. That wasn't a good enough test. Alright, so Benga's first, but we do have the Gilded Goose, which is fine. Again, another multicolour deck. 5-color this time. We might want to save this food token mana for Ellywick and just go for the Sylvan Anthem here. Just to pump our team up. And yeah, let's swing in, because I don't really want to use the food for the Tamio safekeeping anyway. 2, 3, 4, and then I guess we can get the Ellywick out ASAP. Lanoir Visionary. It's not something you expect to see. Let's go for the Ellywick here. So she could be attacked by the Visionary, but
even if we fight, there are so
we shall have to find out what we're going to get on top. Guardian Project, too slow. We need to find removal for the Omnath, because that will dominate the game, especially because we don't really have any kind of end game plans yet. The Altar of the Pantheon. I did not expect that. I expected to see the Omnath there.
Ooh, rough
Okay. The Shy comes in, legendary creature. Let's keep venturing for now.
Come on, hurry up. Let's go.
Create a treasure. So we could go for the Vivian if we wanted. Or the Tusky. Tusky helps us draw more cards. They might have a counter though. Well, it can't be counted anyway, so that's fine. Touche. Your counters have no power here. The power of the squirrel is much greater than yours. So, yeah. Sometimes a squirrel really throws people off. And we can even... I think we're just gonna... Yeah, let's draw a card. I'm being greedy here. A cultivate. Okay, and to be fair, we still have the treasure for the safekeeping anyway, so... Come on, removal. We need some removal. Ellywick is interesting. The advantage is incredibly gradual. It's a tiny, tiny... Oh boy. So when it enters or attacks, draw a card, then you may discard any number of lands. When you discard one or more, it does twice. Okay, let's just... No discard? 5 mana, 6/5. Wow. It's pretty strong. Let's go for the Shire. The Shire, Mr. Frodo. Right, let's venture.
Who's ready for adventure?
-4. Let's neutralize this guy. Okay, go for Vivian, maybe. Although Tusky has to attack. It's fine. We'll go for Vivian. And create another thing.
That's precious. I call.
Defiler of Vigor. Oh my goodness, that's fantastic. And sadly, we have to attack with the Tusky. So we are in a pretty good position. I'm kind of scared what's going to happen here because they have access to 5 colors, the 5 glorious colors of Magic. Brow Green Crystal. What are they doing, and why are they using these? These are really slow. Joda. Could it just be a fun deck for once? I'm really not used to that. I am not used to that. Defiler of Vigor makes our spells cost less. We don't have no mana if we do that. We get to draw a card. Come on, let's get a land. Goliath Hatchery. I want to get rid of this Joda, though. Let's just tutor for something awesome here. Because the Devourer of Vigor, once that comes out, we can take over the game
I hope
pretty well. 3/3 reach. That could be good, right? Yeah, let's get Varys, because then we can block the Joda. Land on top's fine. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Then we have to swing in. We don't want to swing with the beast. Oh, we've got reach here anyway, but... Right, we just have to hold off a bit longer. I mean, if they have an ultimatum, we just die, which is just sad, and that's not why we play Magic the Gathering. We like to smash with creatures. The Kami Wall, exile target non-permanent opponent controls. They're going to go for Ellywick, I think. They're going to go for Defiler. Right. Hexproof. Now, it's interesting they have a Nykthos in their deck, because all their permanents are like all sorts of different colours. Nykthos in a 5-colour. That's pretty ambitious. What? I didn't finish. I needed more. Okay, so we've got the Goose in their opening hand, which means we have to keep it, or we are silly billies. Joyra, so we do need a way to kill her as soon as possible, because she's scary. But so is everyone's commander. We need lands really at the moment, and we did get some. Let's just create a food, because I hate when it holds priority and just asks me if I want to do anything. No, I just want to do the things. Lots of heroes. Okay. I think we just keep ramping up until we get enough for the Vivian Reed, because then the Vivian Reed can just start killing artifacts left, right, and center, which is going to be great. -3 destroy artifact to trample all creature flying. That's going to be good. And then maybe we can just take over the game with the Marwyn's Kindred. So we're going to put something into play now. A Corridor Monitor, which then untaps her. Oh my goodness, it's one of those combo synergy things, isn't it? Holy crap. That's crazy. Who would have thought? Corridor Monitor. Untap artifact or creature. Wow, okay. So now they can put in 6 drops with Joyra. That is kind of mad. That's why we're going to have to try and use the Kogler here to kill her. Slow her down a bit. Boom. I fear that the damage may have already been done, but they only have 3 lands. So we'll have to see. Kogler attacking each turn destroys artifacts each turn as well, so that is very potent. We don't have any humans to return to our hand to make it indestructible, sadly, so... Thought Monitor, ho-ho! Just going to draw 3... draw 2 there. And do they have a way to... So if they bounce the Kogler, we still win. Wow, the pressure we applied there with just the giant King Kong dude. Kind of mad. But yeah, you can see how this deck gets out of hand. That was literally turn 3. They put 2 extra things into play. So she's definitely one to watch, but, you know, that was a pretty well-built deck. And I guess a part of it was the luck getting the Corridor Monitor, but yeah, you can see the potential. There's a lot of cards on tap creatures in this game. A bit of a risky keep, but I think I will go along with this one. Let's just see how we do. So Hilda is a tappy-tappy deck. They want to get out Hilda and then start tapping on things down, and they're going to pay 1 to get some bonuses, so we'll see how we can fare here. We might have a slight advantage because Ellywick isn't a creature, so it doesn't matter if they, for some reason, manage to tap her, if they can. I really want them to tap out here so we can play stuff ourselves, but I get the feeling then might not. But if they do, we're probably just going to go for Ellywick. Okay. Just go for the Stomper. Don't mind if that gets countered. Next turn we're going to have 5 mana. I mean, the fact that resolves is just kind of wonderful. I said it before, but Hilda, I'm not really a massive fan of her. She doesn't actually do anything by herself. Like next turn, if they play Hilda for 4 mana, she's just kind of dead in the water. She's cool conceptually, but I much prefer Charade that comes in and just taps something. And the fact they're actually tapping this down now just to draw a card is indicative of... I don't know, it just doesn't feel like they're going to have much pressure. They also use this before they can synergize it with Hilda as well. So, yeah, they're just completely missing out on the synergy there. Which is something restraint can teach us. Being a comment on your turn, choose 1, tap a creature, or doesn't untap. Well, we can't attack with this anyway, so... Not really that bothered yet. Let's go for Vorinclex, get ourselves a couple of forests. And that's going to be good when we follow up with the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which can't be counted and has so many keywords. 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have literally double their mana. So we go for Hilda here. That is really not that annoying. I feel like the Dream Shackle Geist is actually more annoying because this actually enables the tapping. So they... Do they realise we can't attack with this unless you have 7 or more lands? I feel like they're kind of missing the key component of this card. Beseiju. Okay. Well, let's see how they react to a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Can't be countered. Ward 4. They're not going to be able to target it here. I think this is going to be pretty pivotal. And what they're going to do, they're going to try and destroy the Arcane Signet. They did look at it. Tyrannosaurus Rex, just incredible against blue decks. So beautiful, so required. The Wandering Emperor. So they're going to exile the Vorinclex.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me.
Interesting. Okay, so yeah, I didn't expect the Wandering Emperor to come out, but
I am almost sad to see you go.
I mean, the Tyrannix Rex is going to be applying a lot of pressure here. That's 4 infect they already have. And the fact this has Ward 4 is crazy, because they can only target this now with a 1-mana spell. And also the Dream Shackle guys cannot target it unless they want to pay 4 as well, which wastes their entire turn. So in a pretty decent position, especially given that we have Questing Beast as well that can apply pressure to the Wandering Emperor.
How we greet our enemies.
Might be better if they just had a board wipe at some point, really. That's probably the most clean and efficient way to deal with our field. Okay, so they're gonna pay. I do wonder if they're reading the cards. Okay. Looks like they have read it, and they are willing to take the whole turn just to tap this down. It's kind of crazy. They still have the 1 mana open, though. Okay, let's go for Questing Beast. And we're going to swing... Where are we going to swing these? Wow, they've got... So it's not got haste. Okay, fine. But we can just kill the Wandering Emperor. Sure. But now we can also resolve the Elven Chorus. And pass turn. This lets us play creatures from the top of the library, which is kind of cool. I mean, they can, of course, waste their entire turn every turn tapping this down, but I don't think that's going to help them very long. Swords to Plowshares. Okay. Playing instants at sorcery speed, of course. I guess we're tapped out, so maybe that's probably the reason why they're doing that. And this is why I feel like Hilda's not that great, because once again, you know, if they play her here, where exactly does this land them? They just have kind of taken the turn off. When it attacks, you may pay 2 when you do tap target creature opponent controls. Okay. So now they can't tap the Tyrannix Rex down. And they're going to tap the Questing Beast. But this just untaps in our turn. Okay. Okay. So there's a Steel Leaf Champion on top. Start with the Gala Greeters. Then we get some benefits with the Gala Greeters. Let's put a counter on it. So we can still go for the Ellywick, but I think we're just going to go to combat first. See what they do here. They're going to trade with the vanilla Questing Beast, which is quite funny. Unless they have some other tricks. They're going to give it indestructible. Okay, sure. This is so dirtly, isn't it? Down to 11. And I guess we could just go for the Ellywick here, because if they do choose to attack it with this, they're going to have... They're not actually going to have
When you hear that perfect
any defense.
love
So I'm actually going to tick down. We get an Intrepid Outlander. Okay.
I've got friends everywhere.
They've got 5 mana up. It's not looking great for them. They can't actually take another hit from the Rex because the Toxic 4 will just finish them off. And if they don't tap the Rex here, they just die, right? Okay, so that's, again, the whole turn taken off. Such a dirtly deck, man. Go for Charade. Charade's so much better. Charade comes down, instantly taps something, it's frozen for 1 turn, and they draw a card whenever something gets tapped. So I'm pretty sure they're just dead here, right? Let's venture.
Oh, I hope we discover
Scry the
something
fight spell
new.
away. Try and get a creature here. There is a creature. So we want to get Gala Greeters as big as possible, basically. Now, bear in mind that the Steel Leaf Champion cannot be blocked by creatures power 2 or less, which means the Ice Wrought Sentry cannot block it. The amount of reshuffles we have here is pretty good. Guardian Project, again, that is a bit peculiar. Alright, go to combat. So they can block the Steel Leaf Champion with the Dream Shackle. But that means they now have no tap synergy to tap our Tyrannox Rex. So we'll see where they go with this. They could just absolutely get us with a board wipe. That would stabilize them. If they don't, surely they're just dead again. I feel like that was kind of like their only defense system they had. Interesting. If they pass to us without conceding, it's Settle the Wreckage. But no Settle the Wreckage there. Interesting plays from our opponent. I feel as though they didn't do things too optimally there. The Patriarch's Humiliation was a good move to make our Questing Beast lose haste. But I think the Swords was a bit too hasty. And the Hithlane Knots was way too early as well. Yeah, just some rash decisions there that could have stifled their victory, which, yeah, clearly made a difference. Okay, so what are my deck thoughts on Ellywick Tumblestrum? I think she's okay. She's probably a bit of a mid-level commander. She doesn't apply any pressure until the ultimate hits. If you get the ultimate off, it's all well and good, but that also requires you to finish a dungeon to actually get any benefit as well. There's a lot of hoops. I think she looks powerful, but I feel as though there is just much better mono green commanders out there. And there's only like, what, 6 adventure cards in these colours anyway. So I think I would just rather, to be honest, play a lot of other legends. Like Vorinclex just gives you so much advantage. 2 lands to your hand, does so many things. Power creep's definitely a thing, guys, and that's something to be wary of. But yeah, after my edits, I feel like the deck really did improve. So sorry, Norman, that I completely gutted the original build, but it's just due to the cutthroat nature of the format where I have to tailor the deck in order to survive. Otherwise, I'm just going to get absolutely mullered. The other reason she's not so great is because she doesn't actually defend herself, and that's one of the biggest hallmarks of analysing a good Planeswalker. There's a few templates for Planeswalkers that make them very powerful. The first one is card advantage. Venture into the dungeon sort of is card advantage, pseudo card advantage eventually. So that's kind of passes. The -2 just draws you a select card out of top 6, and you can miss. It's just never going to be as good as creating a blocker like a 1/1 or 2/2 or 3/3, or just killing an opponent's creature. But I appreciate the fact it's a different design. I really do, and it's a Dungeons and Dragons character, so that's cool. But yeah, the deck, it kind of lost its identity in a way because there's just not enough venture cards yet. I mean, maybe in the future when we have more venture into the dungeon cards, we will see, this Ellywick get a lot better. I think Varus is probably the strongest because it triggers every single turn. If you're venturing twice a turn, things are looking really good. I love the fact he triggers when you cast Ellywick Tumblestrum as well. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Without the venture support, the deck is a loose green, aggro-y, mid-range kind of deck. And that's fine. It's perfectly acceptable. And it's pretty powerful, as you saw. You will get some horrible matchups. But yeah, if you want to see the deck list below, it will be in the description. If you enjoyed today's video, why not consider becoming a patron? You can get your own custom video, or you can visit my Ko-fi donations page to donate as little or as much as you want. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.